Behind me is the vineyard that I believe is one of the best in the Santa Rita Hills. It's called the John Sebastiano Vineyard. The vineyard was started by two individuals, Sebastiano Sterpa and John Wagner. They got together and shared their idea of planting a vineyard on Sebastiano Sterpa's property there near Buellton. It was in 2007 that they planted their vineyard. They got a lot of the Pinot Noir going at that time. And it was interesting because a year later the movie Sideways came out. And the prices for Pinot Noir just doubled. So clearly John Wagner and Sebastiano Sterpa were geniuses in the area of investing. Well, at any rate, I've sourced my Pinot Noir from two different vintages from the John Sebastiano Vineyard, one from 2013 and the other from 2015. What we're dealing with in that vineyard are some really dramatic, steep hillside areas. It's on the eastern ridge of the Santa Rita Hills, so it's a little bit warmer than some of the other sections of the Santa Rita Hills. I like it that way because I want my Pinot Noir to be almost like bursting in your mouth with flavors. I love it that way. My grapes are from the Pommard clone, and it's growing in the sandy clay loam soils up in that area. The Santa Rita Hills, it's just a great area. It has all that maritime influence. The particular vineyard that I'm working with John Wagner and Sebastiano Sterpa, is about 10 miles away from the ocean and about 500 feet, depending on which little hills you climb, above the sea level. And so you get the cool breeze in the mornings and in the evenings. In the evenings is really crucial, I think, for vines to get their rest because it can get warm in the daytime, but what really is most important is that those roots get a nice rest in the evening. And you don't want it to get too hot, which is why the Santa Rita Hills is just perfect for Pinot Noir, because the grapes will shut down and they won't produce the maximum profile of flavors that you really want in a Pinot Noir. Our block from the year 2015 was located to where John Wagner picked his grapes and when he was working with Paul Latto for that vintage. So the vine spacing in the area is 6 by 3, and the trellising system is the vertical shoot positioning. What I really like is that they did some meticulous pruning of the grapevines to take advantage of the drought and to make sure that everything was done just right. You see the high winds in that area, they limit the growth potential, but as a result though, in that sense, the resulting wines are really intensely fruit forward with dark fruit and spice on the palate. That's just the essence of a nice Pinot Noir, in my opinion. So when you go out to pick the grapes, we get those tiny little clusters and tiny grapes, and they can yield just some wonderful, wonderful wines. The ancient Burgundians, they're called the wine shepherds, used to work, and they would go out in August, about the same time as honoring Mary, the mother of Jesus, and they would bless the grapes. And I did that in the year 2013 and the year 2015, because I believe that God is the source of all good things, all creation, and I prayed for the blessings of the grapes, and I think, you can see the results, or you can taste the results. It's an experience. It's worth trying. So the 2015 Pinot Noir that I have from Kinship Winery is made exclusively from the Pommard clone. And so what we get with this mono clone is it highlights the vineyard nuances and the vintage conditions that were reflective of that harvest season, which was kind of for 2015, there was a drought that was going on at that time. So you get the rolling hills, sunshine, and the strong ocean breezes to all combine, along with the stressing of the vines in the growing process, to create that ideal environment for this clone to express a Pinot Noir of depth, fruit, and complexity. So this Pinot Noir got an award, a silver medal at the 2017 International Competition, LA International Festival. I'm really honored to have that wine receive that award. It's been aged in French oak barrels for over a year, which means that it's going to have some structure and some stability for a few years to come. I think it's continuing to grow in depth and complexity, and just the nuances of the fruit is really showing as it continues to age. It's a classic Pinot Noir fruit and crisp finish profile. It pairs nicely with a variety of dishes, including appetizers, and fish and lamb, which is my favorite, or steak. So enjoy it, and then think about the Santa Rita Hills. And if you get a chance, look me up. I'm in Santa Ynez. This is Jess Knauft coming to you from Kinship Winery.